I'm Tim Kearns, and this is Panther Preview for the 2022 Beverly High School Panther football season. And with me, as he usually is head coach Coach Hutton. And this year, once again, the preview will be brought to you by Gloria Food Store, 268 Rantoul Street in Beverly. For the best in prepared meats, it's the Gloria Food Store. Coach, welcome back to MSO.
Good to be back, Tim. Thank you.
This is year 3 for you now?
Year two as a head coach.
Year 2? Wow.
Yes.
Retirement's getting the better of it, obviously. Okay, coming off a 5-6 season, quick thought on last year.
Well, I think that the kids are being commended. All right, I didn't get the job until almost the middle of June. Like when my first team meeting was the last week of school, so we really had just the summer, July and August to prep for the season, and we didn't really know what we had. It took us a while to kind of figure out and put the right pieces in place, and we kind of rode that roller coaster. We start the season with a big win, and then we flip it and have a big loss, and then we kind of found somewhere in the middle throughout the rest of the season. We made the playoffs, which was great. I think we gave the number 4 team in Division II a great game, a good run for their money, and we had them on the ropes in the fourth quarter. The kids never gave up, never quit, even being down 21-6 in a big-time playoff game, and if we score going in the fourth quarter, we're up. And so, that was great. And then we beat on Thanksgiving, we beat Salem. So, some of the goals we say, you want to have a winning season, you want to have playoffs, and then state champion and win on Thanksgiving. So we were able to meet most of those goals, some of them. So
interesting comment. You said, you win the championship, and then you win on Thanksgiving being the last goal. Thanksgiving is always the last goal for most coaches in this area.
Oh yeah.
As with every coaching season, there were changes. You graduated a number of key seniors for going into this year. Usually there were staff changes as well. Any new members to your coaching staff?
Yeah, we actually added 2 new members to our staff. It was sad to see some of the guys that were on staff last year move on to other roles. Like we lost. I shouldn't say lost. Coach Nate Berry was on our assistant defensive line and offensive line coach. With the retirement of Coach Dave Wilbur at the freshman level, yeah, I know that's a big shock. Didn't think he was ever going to stop coaching football. But Nate Berry will now go down and be the head freshman coach. So that was a tough loss because Coach Berry was a great young coach, motivated, into it, enthusiastic. But we were able to steal Anthony Nardella, who was a former player here, coached with us, with Dan Bauer on those Super Bowl teams. He was my defensive coordinator for 3 years in Manchester, but he was also a full-time lacrosse coach up at St. Anselm's, and that kind of conflicted, so he had to stop coaching, but now he's actually teaching here at Beverly High School, and he's now back on as our defensive coordinator. And we also picked up another guy named Dan McCauley, who just happened to email the athletic director that he was in the area, looking to help out, and comes with great experience. He played college football at the University of Rochester, so it was great to pick 2 guys like that up for our staff this year.
And certainly with being younger guys, their ability to identify and to connect with the kids is a distinct advantage.
Oh, huge. It's funny, I'm the old man on the staff now, and I remember under Dan was upset that he was the old man, so that's why he went and hired guys like Roger Day and some of those other dudes, so he wouldn't be the old guy anymore. But I haven't been able to do that yet. But it's good that we got young guys that are energetic, into it, with some college experience, at whatever sport, but definitely football and playing. Like Coach Nardella was at the Division II level, so he comes with that level of experience as well. And now, 2 of us being in the building, and some of our other assistant coaches in the building. There's a lot of people, a lot of ways we can grab a hold and connect with these kids here.
Yeah, that's certainly a major part of the coach's role, being able to connect with the kids very quickly during the course of the school day. And it also, in a way, puts the sort of Damocles over their heads. They know they can't get away with a whole lot because all it is a quick note or phone call to the coach from a teacher. Could you speak to this player for me? Because I always inform the entire staff that these are the kids that are going to be playing. If there's an issue, contact me. Mm-hmm. And you're able to snuff out the fire. You're able to get some redirection, and it's, you can go home and think about this rather than coming to practice if that need be the case.
That's right. There's eyes everywhere, and we warn them all the time. Now with school about to start, you better make sure you're on that straight and narrow because I'll know if you mess up.
Exactly. All right, heading into the 2022 season, there are going to be schedule changes even from last year's conference, quote unquote, schedule. How has it impacted the Panthers?
Well, because they have like built-in bye weeks for the crossover game, we actually lost our Week 8 crossover game, and that was against Gloucester. They went a different direction. They didn't renew our 2-year agreement. But the rest of our schedule is the same. We have the same exact team. So we open with Haverhill, North Andover, then it's Peabody, Masco, Danvers, Marblehead, Swampscott. So it doesn't get any easier as the weeks go on, right?
It just doesn't. I'm sorry. It just doesn't seem right to destroy the natural rivalries that have been created over the decades. And now you would think that travel costs would factor into a lot of this. But now you're going out to the Andos. Now you're going to Haverhill. Mm-hmm. Where's the savings? It just doesn't square anymore, because you always had all these natural rivalries, local communities, everybody, parents grew up, supporting their kids against certain teams, and they go to the game, and they would see parents of the kids who they played against, growing up, and it just seems to shift the whole dynamic of interscholastic sports.
Oh yeah, no, it was sad to see that end because in the 15 years as an assistant, and this is my second year back, even if we didn't have a chance against some of those stacked Gloucester teams, it was still a great high school environment on a Friday night. I loved playing up there.
Yeah, and when the teams were evenly matched, mm-hmm. I mean, it was tough getting a ticket.
Oh yeah,
because I worked the gate taking the tickets, and I remember games where they were still selling tickets halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah.
The line was so long.
I believe it.
And it was just a tremendous high school experience, not only for the football players, but for the parents and the
town.
The former players. The town comes out. Both towns comes out.
Yep.
And that's the amazing thing. All right, so it's with the exception of one, you're going to be doing basically the exact same thing. Now, you guys signing agreements? You said with Gloucester to play?
No, so you usually
you
make
just agree.
Yeah, so the way the league was scheduled, because you have like your big and your small, or whatever the names are for the leagues. Each team has a built-in bye week. So if you wanted to do like a crossover, they're not mandatory. Like some leagues, they make you play. I know that my buddy who's the Manchester coach there, he's in the Commonwealth. So each year they have to play like, all right, you play 3 teams from this division, then you play 3 teams from that division. That makes your league schedule. So we don't have that in this league. It's gentleman's agreement. Do you want to play? Do you not want to play?
Okay.
So,
all right, let's look to the team that's walking out to the field and dreading the 95-degree temperature right now. How are your numbers this year?
we're floating right about 50. We got like 48 to, we had like 53, 54. Now we're down to about 50, 51 kids right now.
Good number, a lot better than some schools.
Yeah. I mean, not like it was when, 2010 through 2014, but still better than most.
Good. How many returners do you have?
We have, 15 seniors, I think, or 14 seniors, so that puts us returning starters, not many. I think we have 1, 2 returning starters. We had guys that played a lot, but we graduated a big senior group last year, too.
Yeah, that sounds like lost after the 2010 season, and Paul playing basically 11 seniors.
Yeah.
And so they left, he had 2 starters because these guys never came off the field. They just turned around and went the other way.
That's right. Yep, I remember.
And it was amazing to see.
Yep.
So you may have some of that coming this year.
Yeah.
Still the same offense.
Yep. Same thing, wing T offense.
Yeah.
Defense is a little different because it's what Coach Nardella, we used to run the same thing. The 3-4 is our base as a defense. We were a little bit different last year. And that was, like I told you, out of necessity at Manchester because we just didn't have enough linebackers or D linemen. So that's why we went to a little bit of a hybrid. Yeah, and I mean, do you want me to talk about my captains too?
You can name the captain. I'm not going to ask you about particular players and positions. Just don't want to give anything away early in the season.
Okay.
We'll let the opposition figure out who they are.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we'll do the captains.
All right, so we have 2 captains this year. We have Matt Sopp, who is our co-captain. He's a wide receiver and outside linebacker. And we have Devin Smalls, who is our team captain. He's our running back and the cornerback, defensive back.
Okay, so I'll be talking to those guys in the weeks to come. One thing I want to do as we do Panther Preview throughout this season is I'd like to break it down by position each week.
Okay.
And do a little focus on your running backs, on your defensive backs, on your O-line, your D-line, your linebackers. Just to give the people out there a little bit more insight into who's out there underneath the helmets.
All right, I love it.
And we'll also look at, again, the upcoming opposition. Okay?
Sounds great.
Excellent. Okay, Coach, I want to thank you for your time. I know this is only it's day before school starts.
That's right. Tomorrow's the first day.
Tomorrow's the first day. So I'm going to let you leave the confines of this air-conditioned classroom, and we'll head back out into the heat. But looking forward to doing Panther Preview once again. We're getting up on, I want to say it's near over a decade of doing this, and I want to appreciate you as Dan and Andrew before you. You guys have always been most cooperative. So looking forward to meeting every week as we bring the people Panther Preview.
All right, can't wait, Tim. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that's been head coach Jeff Hutton of the Beverly Panthers with the beginning of Panther Preview for the 2022 Beverly High School football season.